Thanks for joining us. I'm Randall Bennett. In a down economy, one of the things that's always going to pick up is lower priced items, like lower priced laptops. And in the last couple of years, one of the highest growth markets of computers has been netbooks. Now, these are underpriced laptops. Typically, they have about a 9 or 10-inch screen. And there's not too much horsepower inside, but they'll do the basic things like get you on the internet, get you doing emails, maybe some limited blogging, et cetera, et cetera. Today, we saw a new netbook come out. It's actually $200. And that kind of leaves the question, how low can these go, both in price and in performance, before they're almost worthless? To talk about this, we bring in two experts. We have Todd Haselton from Laptop Mag. Todd, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Also, Seth Porges from Popular Mechanics. Seth, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So obviously with this new netbook, it's $200, and it actually can run on AA batteries. So you don't have to worry about lots of different battery life issues. Todd, do you think that this is something that consumers are going to want? And do you think that there's a logical end to the netbook cycle where computers just become too cheap and too useless?
I think it's something that could be attractive for consumers, and the only reason for that is because, hey, it's a notebook I can get, or a netbook rather, for under $200. Consumers have to think a lot more outside the picture of price and in terms of a lifetime pricing. So you're looking at $200 for something that's running on AA batteries. It almost sounds like something you get at a 7-Eleven. There's better options out there, and for better reasons too. You have companies like MSI has their WindU123, which we saw with 8 hours and 14 minutes of battery life.
Wow.
Now, yeah, that's a lot compared to the new one we saw from Nortec, which the Gecko, I think it was advertising 3.5.
Yeah.
And at $379, and you also get warranties and support, 24/7 support, which is something that consumers need to be thinking about.
So one of these things with these devices, though, obviously this is kind of the lowest of the low end. $200, AA batteries. Do you think that they're going to get much lower, or do you think that we're kind of reaching a logical extreme here with netbooks?
I think everybody wants to get in on the netbook game, no matter who they are. We saw Sylvania; they typically make light bulbs,
yeah.
and they tried to get in. But IDC is projecting 22 million. Netbook sales in 2009, and that's a market that people want to get in on, no matter who they are.
So, Seth, what's your take on the whole netbook craze? Do you think that there's a point where people, this isn't 1996, like people want to do more with their computers than just, surf the web maybe. They want to do things like share photos, maybe watch videos, things like that. And on these underpowered netbooks, you're going to be able to do a lot of this stuff, but it's not going to work as well as a more robust computer. Do you think that there's a logical bottom for this?
I don't. I think it's kind of a bottomless barrel. And this product in particular reminds me of those old Game Gear video systems where you'd put in like 10 AA batteries and it lasts 20 minutes. They might claim this can get 6 hours, but there's no way it's getting 6 hours off of AA batteries. It's just impossible. It's not happening. This thing kind of reeks to me of like a company, it doesn't get much press, trying really, really hard to throw something in the wall and get the blogs and the media to cover them. I would put $10 right now on the fact this product never even comes to market. It just seems so unlikely. Maybe it's a good idea to make something kind of over-the-shelf AA powered, but if they're going to do like this, it just strikes me as an attention grab that's never going to come to market.
So with this product, I mean, like we're saying, this is towards the low end. You say that there's people eventually are just going to have like a $50 computer that does less than a smartphone does. Do you think that's something that we'll end up seeing?
Well, it's a bottomless barrel, and there's no end to people's craving to spend less and less money. It's going to be kind of like a status symbol about how little money you can spend on something. It's the reverse of what it was a couple of years ago. It's almost kind of funny. There might be some desire for a $400 computer that can do video and do music and do photos, but in the same token, there's probably going to be a desire for a $100 computer that can just do word processing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can scale down what a computer does almost infinitely. A computer can do a million different things, and as long as you just cut off the top and keep cutting off the top of what it's capable of, you can bring the price down to be really, really low, and there's going to be somebody who will want it.
That's pretty interesting stuff. Well, speaking of low price, it's not limited to the netbook section. There's also, this desktop concept. Some people are calling it nettops. Some people, I don't know, there's lots of different names. But Asus, the company that invented the netbook trend, has come out with a computer called the Eee Box. And now this computer, they kind of target it different than their E-top, which they also make. But the Eee Box is targeted sort of kind of like a home entertainment device. It has an HDMI connection. But there was actually a gadget review from the Register that said that this box can't even play 720p video. So if you hook it up to your TV, you're not going to be getting high-def video. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, why would you even want this in the first place in your living room? Seth, do you think that people are still going to want this, or would you want this in your living room?
Well, I think I'd want a second opinion first. You know, it's hard to take what one review does without a grain of salt because the situation could have been just a complete fluke. But no, I wouldn't want this. This is a new category of PC, which is really kind of like a small media center PC. It's supposed to be hidden out of the way, sort of like the Mac Mini or the Dell Studio hybrids. And I'd rather just like bump up $100 extra and get the Dell, because that actually has HDMI out, and it's a pretty robust machine. It can do pretty much all of these things. You don't have the risk you're running of it not being able to play 720p video.
So you get at least some high def. I don't know, Todd, what's your take? Do you think that people want these cheaper media center things, and would you get one for your house?
I wouldn't, and I think they're attractive to some people because, hey, these desktops that used to be huge are now super small. You can put them, right in your media center next to your DVD player, Blu-ray player, whatever. And it seems like a good option, but I'd say the better choice would be to go with a notebook, maybe with HDMI out, maybe also with 3D graphics, and that can handle the 720p, maybe better, depending. We saw the Gateway MD series this week. It's $499, has HDMI out. Those are attractive options, and hey, when you're ready to go, you just close the screen or take it with you, and you always have a display. These products don't come with displays.
It's pretty interesting stuff, guys. We're out of time, so we're gonna have to leave it there. Todd. Whoops, sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Todd Haselton from Laptop, thanks for joining us. Also, thanks. Seth Porges from Popular Mechanics, popularmechanics.com, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, thanks for being on the show. Subscribe to us on iTunes. We're also on YouTube and everywhere else. See you later.
Thank you.
Thanks.